Let me give you the rundown so you know what's happening. RazorFist was recently in a pretty big drama that involved a lot of people. Melanie Mac, John Delores, Smash JT. I think even Hypnotic was in there, in the mix. And that whole thing got dubbed Goonergate. And the whole thing started because Melanie Mac decided to absolutely crash out by being an insane hypocrite about her takes on gaming, which was pretty hilarious. The whole Goonergate situation was kind of more funny than anything else, honestly. It was completely zero stakes, it was completely stupid, and honestly, not a lot of people cared, but it had its funny moments. What it also had its leak moments, some interesting stuff. Where Razor Fist's interactions with his wife got leaked, and then people tried to say that this is a bus in, if you catch my drift, which we literally watched on YouTube, and you can find my video of that, and it was a giant nothing burger. Okay, I have had more heated conversations with my work colleagues in the government before I decided to ruin my life by becoming a YouTuber. Okay? Way more heated, in fact. So that was a giant nothing burger. And after that point, pretty much the whole thing has died down. But now, Razorfist is. I haven't watched the video, but people have been telling me he's suing Smash JD, which is insane. But then again, I don't know about what. I don't know the context. I don't know about a lot of things here. But it depends on what happens. Maybe this is big, maybe this is an absolute nothing burger. I have no idea. Now, the thing that I can already say though is if Razorfish is actually suing Smash JT, that's kind of wild because this is definitely an opportunistic thing that he is doing. Because well, Smash JT is within in legal proceedings with what's her stupid face? The crazy chick. That one. I don't know, pick one. Yeah. So, Razor Fist coming at him now is, well, let's say strategical, if this is all true. So let's watch.
This will be the one and only time I've ever addressed these fatuous accusations. On the subject of defamatory nonsense, particularly promulgated by the Perma Online Brigade, I tend to hold with a quote from the great John Milton. The best apology for false accusers is silence, sufferance, and honest deeds set against dishonest words. But I also knew that while the accusations were libelous and shockingly simple.
So the thing is, I don't actually know what kind of accusations we're talking about. I did see people commenting that Smash JT called him gay or something like that, which I'm not sure, but this could be pretty wild
to disprove. They were also entirely too lurid for some talent-bereft drama hump and half-wits not to make the mistake of attaching their channels, reputations, and indeed their entire careers to, after which I would drop my reams upon reams of receipts and end their careers overnight. So I hope you fellas enjoyed the 2-week victory lap
I'm pretty sure nothing like that, though, happened. I'm not sure what receipts he's talking about.
allowed you all to have, because now karma comes to collect. And if you thought Pro Jared had receipts to prove his innocence, buckle up, bitch. Fortunately for me, I don't even really need all of that exculpatory proof to disprove the most serious.
If you don't know what's the Pro Jared thing, don't. It's completely boring.
Of these claims, because as many of my fans have already helpfully pointed out, the available timeline already disproves them. If I were to allege that Elon Musk robbed a jewelry store on June 13th at 6 o'clock p.m., seems to me step one in establishing or annihilating that allegation would be to check the surveillance footage on June 13th at 6 o'clock on the dot. So, as internet sleuths have already deduced, due to the age and birth date of the accuser, in order for this relationship to have occurred when they say it did, I would have had to be dating this person in or throughout 2015. Any later than this, and the entire timeline collapses. Fortunately for me, 2015 was also significant in that it's the same year.
Did someone accuse him of being a PDF? I don't remember anything like that.
I began streaming in earnest. The name of that series is RazorFist Arcade, and the entire thing is publicly available in a single handy playlist on my channel's front page and has been since 2015. In fact, if you click on only the third video on that playlist, a live stream of the game Thief 4 that originally aired on March 18th, 2015, you can disprove these allegations within about 30 seconds. Because at that point in the video, a woman's voice can be heard.
Do you ever plan on playing or reviewing the original Dark Souls?
Yeah, I've heard the original Dark Souls is a lot better than 2. Hold on, there is actually... My lady just hurt herself. There is actually a way to get...
The identity of the voice? My actual girlfriend at the time. A 26-year-old white woman with a high soprano voice as contrasted with the lower Latina voice of the accuser. She was my earliest co-host on RazorFist Arcade. She interacted fairly and warmly with my...
Okay. So, first of all, this is problematic. Again, I don't exactly... I can only guess that the accusations of this is PDFing. I can't imagine anything else, but this is the first time I hear about this. So first of all, about these things. Okay, so this is a snippet of a what is this actually? This is not a live stream because it's only 10 minutes long. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're being accused of doing something with another woman. I don't even know if this is PDF or this is cheating or this is what actually. I'm just kind of assuming the worst here because, well, otherwise, who cares? If it's something else, who cares? But this is a 9-minute clip recorded. Yeah, like the fact that you put recorded on a date or whatever or part of whatever. I'm not sure if this matters. This is not evidence, okay? You could have uploaded this literally days later or something like that. This is not this is not evidence of whatever. I would never call this evidence unless there is more, okay? And another woman talking in the video that's your girlfriend doesn't mean that you couldn't have cheated on her. So this is pretty bad in my honest opinion. It's not really evidence. Then again, I don't really know the claim.
Is actually a way to get...
The identity of the voice? My actual girlfriend at the time. A 26-year-old white woman with a high soprano voice as contrasted with the lower Latina voice of the accuser. She was my earliest co-host on RazorFist Arcade. She interacted fairly and warmly with my audience, hence why they affectionately named her Lady Fist, which is why I find it...
Oh, so, okay, so it was a live stream, but I mean... Okay, but he's probably right, but again, it's just a snippet of a live stream. And granted, I don't think YouTube had VODs back then. Yeah, but I wouldn't call this the greatest evidence of anything, honestly, though. But again, I don't know the accusations.
So unctuous that drama-humping douchebags found it necessary to write her out of existence in order to forward a false narrative about a relationship I was not in at this time. One of the worst mistakes a defamation merchant can make when inventing a lie about someone is to include a third party in the lie who can gainsay your story. In this case, my current co-host and longtime editor, Taryn Gell, was there the entire time and can confirm I was with Ladyfist not only in 2015, but for several years thereafter. We started streaming in
Several years thereafter is not the accusation, as he himself has said.
2015.
Yeah.
You became co-host shortly after that, so there's streams from like February and March where she's the co-host. After you became co-host, do you remember her still being in the picture?
Absolutely. You would often see her just... This would be back in your old place, that she'd be in the back chilling on the bed. She'd go in and out or whatever.
Right.
But she was still there.
And
okay, no, I need to know what the hell is the accusation here. What exactly is the accusation?
Be the one and only time a defamation merchant can make when it's there.
You would invite her to.
Right.
So, would you say that she was still in the picture for like only a month or two after that, or would you say that was like for a year or more?
Definitely a year or more. She was there for a while.
Right.
Lady Fist was a Caucasian female, very, very pale woman.
Even after Taryn Gell settled into the co-host role, Lady Fist remained a fixture of arcade live streams in the years that followed, albeit only in the background. In fact, when I recorded a recreation of the Shadow radio drama entitled The Immortal Murderer, cast in the role of Margot Lane, as the credits will confirm, and your own ears will as well, was none other than Lady Fist.
No.
Again, I'm not sure. Well, what is the accusation exactly? Try giving evidence against the accusation and not actually laying down the accusation is kind of fucking wild. It's kind of wild. Again, from what can I gather, none of this means anything. Okay, what is the accusation? That you're a PDF? That you cheated on her? Or what exactly happened? I'm not sure which one is this, but whichever it is, it's not disproved. The accusation was not going to get magically disproved by the fact that you say, oh, I had a girlfriend. Okay, yeah, I can have 2 girlfriends.
I'll take it easy, Commissioner.
It's easy for you to sit there smirking, Cranston.
He's not smirking, Commissioner.
My apologies, Miss Lane. I ought to have said leering.
That episode was uploaded on Halloween, October 31st, 2016. Over a year after every imbecilic e-drama dick holster falsely alleges I was dating the accuser. And before anyone argues, well, you're clearly keeping the relationship a secret from your public girlfriend. Okay, that almost makes sense. Until you remember that I wasn't keeping Lady Fist at all private from the accused. So why, in every defense...
Oh, that is completely useless as a defense. Holy. Okay. Yeah. One girl may be fine with you knowing that you are currently in a relationship, okay? This is not a new concept. That is a very, 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 very bad defense because it completely doesn't matter. What if that girl's fine with the fact that you are currently kind of, with that girl or whatever? She can be fine. Stuff like this has happened previously in the world multiple times. It's not new. So, that is a complete straw man defense.
Screenshot in every autism-infused e-drama video in existence. In the long litany of defamatory and false allegations, is not once it claimed that I publicly dated another woman while I was supposed to be with the accuser on RazorFist Arcane live streams that thousands of people watched. Seems to me that would be item number 1 on the list of douchey things I'd done if even one of these accusations were accurate. There goes the timeline, there goes the accusations along with it, all after 30 seconds of research on a
Wait, let's hit that again.
in existence. In the long litany of falsely alleges I was dating the accuser. And before anyone argues, well, you're clearly keeping the relationship a secret from your public girlfriend. Okay, that almost makes sense. Until you remember that I was...
Oh, wait, public girlfriend. Yeah, okay. Wait.
Keeping Lady Fist at all private from the accused.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, this does not make any sense, okay? One of them can be fine knowing about the other one. You can gaslight a woman into believing, oh, I'm gonna leave her, blah, blah, blah. Like, again, completely not a new thing.
So why, in every defamatory screenshot, in every autism-infused e-drama video in existence, in the long litany of defamatory and false allegations, is not once it claimed that I publicly dated another woman while I was supposed to be with the accuser on RazorFist Arcane live streams that thousands of people watched? Seems to me that would be item number 1 on the list of douchey things I'd done if...
Okay. Let me Google... Nope. Oh, nope. That is the soundtrack of To Be Hero X. Great anime, by the way. Razor RazorFist drama. RazorFist drama explained. Melanie Mack, John De La Rose. I'm not sure where these accusations are coming that he's cheating drama. RazorFist argues with his ex backup. I have seen that. That's boring. RazorFist debunks oh, there we go. Grooming allegations. Okay. What else? I'm so confused. The fact that he doesn't go into what the actual allegations are.
Even one of these
It's just so bad. I can't make head or tails is he saying something decent or not.
accusations were accurate. There goes the timeline. There goes the accusations along with it, all after 30 seconds of research on a public playlist. 30 seconds of research that Gash JT and the drama parasites on the Cringe Casino couldn't be bothered to do before
Cringe Casino, who the fuck are they?
obliterating the last waning rivulets of their remaining credibility by committing libel and ending their own careers. And all before
That's not liable, to be fair. Yeah, this is an American lawsuit if he's gonna sue Smash JT. I mean, he needs to prove damages. He needs, and by the way, if there's more people than just Smash JT, as he is currently admitting, I mean, he needs to prove that Smash JT somehow was the reason if he can show any loss in revenue or damages or anything like that. Also, for them to be liable for these types of lies, you need to prove that they knew that they are lying and they intentionally chose to proceed with intentional lies in order to defame him. This seems like nothing.
where I've dropped a single private receipt, of which I have many, motherfucker. But I know what you're saying. I don't believe Terengel. After all, he's Razor's buddy. He's biased. Maybe he hallucinates Latinas into white chicks in his spare time. Maybe he's misremembering her sitting by his side for over 3 damn
I don't think anyone's asking that or even remotely caring about that, Bob.
years. Why? Without seeing her, in order to know she isn't the accuser, what we need is a vocal analysis, and I agree. So first, let's hear Lady Fist again.
There is no way you cried when Eris died.
I so did. I even have the soundtrack on my iPod, and whenever that song plays, I tear up. I have flashbacks.
But where's the accuser? All we've heard is one side. Well, fortunately for you, I have just the thing, and I think it'll help clear up a lot more than just a vocal analysis, such as why these libelous accusations emerged at all, and who, if anyone, was actually emotionally and physically abused in that relationship.
Do you think that I cannot hurt you without the power of social media?
What?
Because I promise you I can. I have a bunch of shit that'll hurt you.
Okay, nice. Another threat. Very nice.
The hell is this? I haven't even heard this before. What the hell?
I'm just telling you the cold hard facts. I am aware of a bunch of shit that'll hurt your feelings. So, what the fuck do I need social media for if I want to hurt your feelings and make you hurt?
So that's... Wow. So we're up to threat number...
Wait, so first of all, this is out of context. This is not the full thing. From this, it sounds like from the way that this conversation is going, it sounds like he brings it up first because she is saying, why would I need social media to damage you? So this sounds like a conversation where he's the first one to imply, are you gonna go on social media or something? Okay. Dude, this is insane.
3, I guess 6,
That's
if,
not a threat.
4, 5 if we count the I will slit your throat or shoot you.
Damn.
Yeah, because you were talking to me condescending, and I don't like that.
Damn.
I was not trying to condescend. I was trying to get off the phone and calm things down.
What part you didn't understand? Like, I want you to deactivate your Twitter. You're not allowed to stream this week. And that's gonna be the
From where even is this? Dude, what the hell?
deal. Otherwise,
What?
you can hang up and we'll never talk again, okay?
What?
I'm making you a deal.
took a turn, didn't it? What you've just heard was an admission to and justification of a murder threat. One that my ex, as a gun owner, actually possessed the means to carry out, might I add. On one occasion, she threatened to murder my wheelchair-bound father, my former roommate, who you all knew as Moron.
Wait.
I add.
Wait.
On one occasion, she threatened to murder.
I took them seriously. I did nothing wrong. I'll kill you and everyone you love. You did everything wrong. You need to be more interested and engaged with me in good conversation. And that's where the death threats, name calling and attacks, breakups, and saying you won't come back. Get your shit together.
My wheelchair-bound father, my former roommate, who you all knew as Moron.
Going to get your dick cut off. Okay, listen. If you think okay, so I'll be a dick here, okay? Fuck it. If you think these are legitimate threats, did you report her to the police? Oh, you didn't. Because obviously you don't fucking think these are legitimate threats. I want to see the police report. I want to see the filed police report for her directly threatening to end your life. And if there's none, then these are that you did not believe yourself that these are legitimate threats, okay?
McGill, and she even threatened to shoot and kill the dog we picked out together, Cicero. Now that might seem extreme, unless of course
calling your dog Cicero is extreme.
You've heard names like Jodi Arias or Amber Heard, because I learned after ending the relationship following an actual murder.
By the way, so is this the same girl that he wanted so the thing that we watched was about him saying, no, you're not gonna have friends, no, you're not gonna go out working, you're gonna stay at home, and is this the same girl? Has this guy even been in a relationship that's not completely fucked up?
Murder attempt that my ex had been diagnosed with BPD.
You're more than worth it, hubby. I want to be with you and have this work. I just need you to understand bipolar disorder, bruv. Okay, now you can't even blame her. She has bipolar disorder. Like, is she taking her meds? I mean, okay. Suddenly she's innocent. If she has diagnosed bipolar disorder, and these people are fucking dangerous, by the way, then it's your own goddamn fault for, one, being in this relationship because you're a retard, two, for, not cutting it off when you understood that this is not dealable with, three, not giving her up to the cops, or, I don't know, calling... What do you even call? I think there's there's someone you can call if someone has like bipolar disorder and then they spaz out.
And HPD, and if that sounds at all familiar, it's because it's the same cocktail of mental illnesses that Amber Heard has. At which point I studied the condition at length, chiefly with a book called Stop Walking on Eggshells, the introduction for which says in so many words, run! And after she attempted to make good on her threat,
you'll never be respected by me. That flew out the window. And I'm gladly slit your throat if you weren't even off guard around me. I do not love you, and I never did. I cheated on you for based! Absolutely based. Oh my god, Ray. The start was confusing, but now I don't even care. Oh my god, RazorFist, you cuck. You probably knew she's cheating on you, and you were still like, honey, please. Oh my god. This is insane. This makes him look so fucking cringe.
To murder me, having already threatened to invent a panoply of lies about me to embarrass me in public, as you just heard her admit to over a phone call.
We didn't heard her admit to making up shit and embarrassing in order to embarrass you over in public, though. I have no idea what that conversation is because it's extremely, extremely out of context.
I finally resolved to do it.
All of this evidence currently that he's pointing is pretty fucking much nothing, just grasping at straws.
Exactly that. But even after finally extricating myself from this emotionally and physically abusive relationship, the threats of blackmail intensified and finally escalated to action. If you watch the Johnny Depp trial, you have some faint notion of what I dealt with for over a year. False accusations, which the accuser actually bragged.
I dare you to make any move on social media. Every tweet you make, every tweet you make, every post on Instagram, every live stream, I'll be watching. Every video on every Facebook. And by the way, yeah, I'm gonna make fun of this guy for being in a relationship like that. If you're dumb enough, if you're desperate enough for this, I have no sympathy towards you. Absolutely no. You are the weakest link in the genetic library of humanity. Accept your fucking fate and move. Well, not move on. There's no moving on. Every video and every Facebook status will be met with a story about you and screenshots to add. Well, if there's screenshots to add, then is she lying? Or did she make them up? Or what exactly? Again, currently, the stuff that he's saying... Right? Currently, everything RazorFist is saying is extremely curated, extremely out of context. He doesn't even actually tell us what the accusations is, and everything that he is showing is, again, kind of just grasping at straws. Now, is his girlfriend normal? No. Whoever this person is, they're clearly fucking insane and shit. But does this make him look good? No, not really. None of this is evidence to anything. This is just a bunch of out of context bullshit
about inventing and spreading,
and they aren't good stories about things you've done. She's not saying that she's gonna, by the way, invent things. She's saying that she has screenshots of you doing bad things, and you saying that she's inventing things doesn't, like, you haven't given me a reason to think that she's honestly lying about these things.
Privately leaked recordings, absent context of any kind, where
why are you threatening me when I didn't do anything is not the response. If someone's trying to blackmail me and they're trying to blackmail me on non-existential bullshit, you know what's my response? What the fuck are you talking about? You have nothing. Get the fuck out. That's my response. If I know that this person is lying and they have nothing, but this person is claiming they have screenshots and stuff, then
privately leaked recordings, absent context of any kind, where she suddenly puts on a little Bo Peep voice and pretends she didn't initiate an argument entirely, often with preceding physical abuse. It's Johnny Depp and Amber Heard all over again, and a baffling...
Dude, by the way, who was the guy who... Oh, right, it was the OTK Mizkiv drama. Slick? No, it was Slicker. I also think he's from OTK. It was Slicker who said, I'm another Johnny Depp. Oh, we have already seen this story. Okay, RazorFist, you're kind of fucking yourself real hard, I'm not gonna lie.
A number of leering retards took Amber Heard's side without once engaging in the aforementioned 30 seconds of research required to disprove them, all because they were felted by a fucking tweet! I've seen screenshots of the Twitter hack that are now being bandied about as evidence of this. Problem being, my...
What Twitter hack?
Ex actually refuted those allegations herself.
Did you... Wait.
Refuted.
Did you hack RazorFist's account and close all of his shit, Lamau? Question mark? No, I don't have this I don't have his password. The hell is this supposed to prove?
Those allegations.
I have no idea what this is supposed to prove. I have no idea who this person is. I have no idea. Is he maybe just talking with himself? I have no idea. This is, again, all the proof that RazorFist is showing is just shit.
Allegations herself in...
Obviously, this is blank. I thought it was kind of confused. I thought it was you. Was kind of confused. Nah, and Razor won't say something like that to me. That's fucking pathetic. What the hell is going on? I don't know. However, I don't have a Twitter, so this shit's So this shit still is up, and I have no idea. I have no idea what this is.
Screenshots which I posted as proof. So either she was lying on the first occasion, or she was
Also,
actually refuted
right?
those allegations herself in.
So this is not even a cutoff. There's something in the middle because you see the back here. This is like a K or something like that. Well, the last thing that we see here is a giant text. So we're missing a chunk of this. This is bad.
As proof. So either she was lying on the first occasion, or she was lying on the second. In any case, a proven and inveterate liar. But the blackmail did exist. And here again, on the subject of the entire...
Okay, how did it exist? I mean, I haven't seen any proof of fucking magical blackmail.
Their underage narrative.
Yeah, the only thing I have seen is her saying, hey, if you fucking do anything on social media, I'll fucking post shit also. This doesn't seem like blackmail. This seems more like, well, it's probably not leave me alone, but I mean, I'm not. Blackmail involves her wanting something from you, but in this situation, it seems like she just doesn't want you posting shit about her. That could technically be blackmail, I guess, but this is so bad.
Being nothing but a coordinated blackmail and smear campaign. Indeed, for an admission of the fact that all of my girlfriends, including her, were very much of age. I don't want you to believe me.
And they're all very much mentally disabled, it seems like, also. Not great, honestly, from that respect.
I want you to believe her.
I haven't leaked anything. I haven't mentioned anything. I haven't messaged anyone. I haven't,
The word for that is blackmail. When you threaten to do it. And that was my entire point to begin with. This crap about me being a predator and a pedophile. How freaking dare you? My girlfriends have been my age or older.
I know.
But here's the hilarious part.
Threaten to do
Anything. I haven't messaged.
Including her, were very much of age. I don't...
Wait, who the hell is this girl? Who is even this girl? Is that the Caucasian girlfriend, white girlfriend that has been on the couch for 4 years, or is this some kind of Latina?
I don't want you to believe me. I want you to believe her.
I haven't leaked anything. I haven't mentioned anything.
I haven't leaked anything. Doesn't sound like blackmail to me.
I haven't messaged anyone. I haven't,
The word for that is blackmail.
I haven't leaked anything. I haven't messaged anyone. Obviously, we're missing a huge piece of the conversation here. And then he just says the word for that is blackmail? If I'm supposed to take something out of this conversation, whatever the hell this is, the word for that is not blackmail, in fact.
When you threaten to do it. And that was my entire point to begin with. This crap about me.
When you threaten to do it. It does make sense that the conversation would be her saying that, but her threatening to... You kind of need a reason for it to be blackmail. Blackmail is different than threats.
Me being a predator and a pedophile. How freaking dare you? My girlfriends have been my age or older.
I know.
But here's the hilarious...
Again, yeah. What am I supposed to get out of that conversation? It is extremely out of it's extremely missing context. This is almost something like, Hitler was bad, and someone just clips out the word Hitler, and there you go.
Hilarious part. It's all irrelevant. Not only did we prove that the entire timeline's impossible without a flux capacitor and plutonium, not only did the abuser in question admit to death threats and blackmail, not only did they admit they were of age while publicly lying that they were not, but, by the grace of God...
Was the accuser your girlfriend? You said the accuser was never your girlfriend, as much as... The accuser was never my girlfriend, is his narrative, right? So, the accuser... But even in this clip, he doesn't say anything about her age. He's just saying, all of my girlfriends have been of age. And that is not a sentence that corroborates her age, though. I'm so confused.
I had only just begun to return to my faith at the beginning of this relationship. And so, after multiple
let me not give a shit for all of us watching, okay? That's not an excuse.
live-in girlfriends and physical relationships, I finally felt the conviction to actually wait until marriage. I have no defense. I'm simply a sinner. Oh, I intended to marry her, at least the person she was pretending to be, through a BPD technique known as mirroring, wherein they...
A borderline personality disorder, mirroring. Bro! I have no idea if this is the same mirroring, but in human manipulation there exists mirroring, and that's one of the ways that you actually find out that a person... Well, it can be abused, granted, as a way of trying to manipulate someone. But mirroring is the action that refers to a person. When two people are talking and one person likes the other person, they are gonna mirror small things about them. How they stand. Even maybe how they speak a little bit. If they have, if that person has, for example, doing something like this, the other person is gonna do something like that along their face. If they cross their arms, they're gonna cross their arms. You know, that's what mirroring is. It can be used as a manipulative technique, or it's just something that someone does when they are engaged with someone that they like.
They ask a lot of questions and they seem really curious and interested in your life when in actuality they're assembling a composite personality of all of your likes and dislikes, which they then project back at you like some kind of mirror mask.
Yeah, this is a problem of psychology, okay? This is why I tell everyone, never read a psychology book. Understanding psychology makes you miserable because every simple hello in psychology is human manipulation tactic. Seriously. Saying hello to someone is a human manipulation tactic. Human interaction, one-on-one, one-on masses, or whatever, is literally all just covert, unintended manipulation tactics against each other. And that, again, never read a psychology book. You will be happier if you don't fucking know anything about psychology. And this just, I don't know, this currently seems just, yeah, you know who else wants to know stuff about you? People who fucking like you, I know. That's a crazy concept, is it not?
BPD abuser has no personality or empathy of their own, and they exploit yours. The victim of...
A bipolar disorder personality abuser? What the fuck even is that? Okay, this is new grounds for me. Sounds retarded, though.
Manipulation is left to think they won the jackpot, at least initially. In my case, I thought I had a traditional Christian wife willing to wait until marriage, and then, a month in, the mask started to slip and she became openly abusive, both emotionally and physically.
Well, if you're such a great guy at understanding this shit, why didn't you just kick her to the curb?
And so, for all the allegations of grooming and gooning, for all the dimwits and dipshits typing the words, "He slept with a child" in their thumbnails, not only was she of age by her own admission, I never proposed marriage, and thus...
What, your own admission? Okay, so this is the part that I know some of. He was accused of her being like 16. I don't know how this ended. But, yeah, he was? I have no idea what kind of magical admission people have done to discredit. He's trying to gaslight pretty hard.
We never slept together, but once again, I do not want you to take my word for it.
Oh, I remember this part. Yeah, he said that he never slept together. Like, I mean, that doesn't really matter a lot, okay? So, you have, like, what, a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and you're still kind of... That's still messed up.
Instead, I want you to do exactly what you've already been doing. I want you to take her word for it without any proof or research of your own of any kind.
If anybody were to come up to ask me and say, "Hey, how's Razor? How's living with Razor?" "Oh, he's a lying piece of shit."
Except that's not true.
Are you still a virgin? "Yeah, I'm still a virgin." "Oh, but I thought you lived with your boyfriend." "Yep, still a virgin."
Weirdest.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good you didn't stick it in a 16-year-old in that case. But you living with a 16-year-old when you're like 20, how old is he supposed to be? It's still fucking weird. It's still very, very, very wrong in most of our eyes. I think that was one of the big problems with all of this.
Groomer ever. A relationship that requires a time-traveling DeLorean to actually occur, culminating in no sex whatsoever.
Wait, what do you mean? So did the relationship happen or not? Now, previously the relationship didn't happen. Now he's telling, now she's saying, yes, the relationship is happening. It's real. And he's like, this is so bad.
However, because we were both waiting until marriage. Saucy stuff, folks. I can see why you'd want to torpedo your entire YouTube career, attaching your credibility to it. But what about the most salacious allegation of all? The ones Blandy Worski and the Diabetosaurus next to him were shaking their talentless tits about for 20 minutes at a stretch, blissfully
The hell is a Diabetosaurus?
unaware it was the prologue to the end of their YouTube career. A decade-old, long discredited screenshot from a porn website that no longer exists, featuring incorrect doxing information that's grainier than the Zapruder footage. By all means, let's dive into that. Because while you world-smashing
I know this one.
web sleuths were spending all of 5 seconds repeating lies on an e-drama website whose own page includes a disclaimer that it is, quote, an online humor and satire source, and
this is not evidence. This is just liable protectionism for that website, okay? This is the same as people posting on 4chan. Only a fool would take anything written here as fact. I mean, it does actually. This shit does actually kind of work, if anyone's wondering. But yeah, this seems to just be basic website protection, and he's using the... I'm not gonna lie, RazorFist looks cooked.
thus that you shouldn't take anything said therein even the slightest bit seriously. I did some digging of my own, and I didn't have to dig far. You see, the allegation is these videos are not only of me, but the proof is that I uploaded them myself. Now, as an author, I would say I have a fairly distinct authorial voice, marked by bizarre Victorian nomenclature interspersed with the odd peppering of profanity. So in doing some research, I discovered that the video in question was actually uploaded more than once by the same original user on that porn website. And in examining the description of said video, I would imagine my unique grammatical style would be impossible to camouflage. So let's dig in. The first video, entitled Denky Face / Carrot Head, self-deprecating sort that I am, goes on to say, quote, I am that coward, capital C, who have nothing to do just to sit at my cam and review stupid games, capital G. This is the video of my jerking off, capitalized all. Oh, but now here's a curious cultural artifact for any actual...
Well, it's written in a strange way, so... Okay?
Americans out there, because what follows is a phone number that's not only incorrect, but written not in the American, but the international phone number format, meaning with a plus sign, followed by a country code of 1 for America, followed by an unspaced, unhyphenated phone number thereafter, as we in the hinterland of Arizona are so inclined to do. Of course, I remember this video even better than that, because back in April of 2011, the selfsame barely literate troll uploaded this false video to YouTube and linked it to my fans. See, back then, YouTube listed each and every one of your subscribers on your page publicly. So said troll was able to scroll down the list and DM it to them at whim. Some of you rageaholics may still remember this. And so in April of 2011, I shut my channel down only briefly in order to protect my own fans from being spammed by this spurg, as there was no other way to hide my public subscribers. If you're wondering, by the way, why my channel was founded in May of 2009, but none of my videos date to before April of 2011, mystery solved. I had to re-upload them all. Mind you, the video was promptly removed, but the account was still up long enough that I did nab a screenshot of some of the reactions at the time. And it's in combing over the account in question that we see...
Wait, why would you nab the reactions of this?
See more sterling examples of my writing style. Quote, I'm Daniel Razorbutt. Some know me as Donkey Face, carrot head, dumb shit, and ...
Oh.
But I prefer jerkaholic. Yeah, I do believe you cracked the case of my illicit gay porn career, Columbo. You should roll with this narrative without doing any research whatsoever because you're cranky about a tweet. In fact, you should attach the final remaining micrograms of credibility you still possess on your person to push in this piss-poor nonsense and accomplish precisely nothing in the process but utterly embarrassing yourself being caught once again lying.
I mean, what am I supposed... No, I don't believe this, but his story is as believable as he just lost his mind and wanted to be that guy who does this to his subscribers, gets a kick out of it, and then pretends it wasn't him. Like, that story is equally believable, because, again, I don't know what sort of evidence is he providing here, but I don't see any. This is just, he's showing something that happened, and then he's creating a narrative of why that exists, without proof that that's the reason why things are like this. Okay, this is... He's doing Smash JT, by the way, or not.
About strangers on the internet, but we expect laziness and libel from these cum-burping bitches. No one whatsoever surprised when Glandy Warski peers out from the coke cloud, flanked by an anonymous autistic asteroid who, if chins were brains, would rule the fucking world. Pauses momentarily to comb an e-drama website that openly admits to lying its dick off from dawn to damn dusk, all to tank the remaining relevance of the Diabeto Casino. And as for Gash JT, the fart huffing hack who honestly confuses himself with an independent journalist, such that he's still spurging about stolen scoops that, if his character in this instance is any indication, he likely stole from someone else. Also, he could slap white text on a wildly original thumbnail and express socially acceptable opinions on the 8 entire members of his imbecilic audience. Ah, well, what you lack in talent, you make up for in chromosomes. Look at the bright...
Well, I mean... At least he attacked him.
Side, bud. I've ended bigger careers of infinitely more talented individuals in a 5-minute rant.
Has he?
You only took me 30 seconds. Walk it off, asshole. I hear they're hiring at IKEA. And the receipts you've heard today are only the tip of the shiceberg. I'm holding the real goodies back.
Oh, shit. All of this was a giant nothing. This proves absolutely nothing. We don't even know what the fucking claim, honestly, still is. But if you're holding something, you should probably drop it, because I mean, I'm uploading this video and I'm calling you an idiot. Let's see, RazorFist. Come on, drop the good stuff. I honestly want to see it. Anyway, that was RazorFist. 10 out of 10. Bye.